just for a little bit of extra security on the peacock, especially the tails. They're not very thick. The mold's quite thin there. And I'm just going to add a strip of the white pearl clay. It's rolled out on a number 3, so it's not very thick itself. But I just wanted a little bit of extra security here. Cut that off right there. The top part seems to be a little bit thicker, so I can cut that off right there. I'm just going to squish it down with my fingers. And because I've already used the GemSticky on this side, all of these rhinestones are already set in there. They're not coming out. It's already been under the UV light. I don't know if I can do anything more than this with this. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it to begin with. So I just may leave it like that. You can see where the piece is patched. But I'm thinking I'm going to put this on something, a light switch cover or a little canvas or a little wooden canvas or something. I'm seeing it more that way. Okay, let's get started on the black one. While I was looking for my cross molds, I found a peacock mold that I'd actually forgotten about. And I decided to, with the white pearl clay I had left over, just make a white pearl peacock. And I did. And then I decided to rub mica powders over top of it. It's a violet and a real pretty teal, and then a gold. And I did that all over, head and everything. And then, so I'm going to get that light out of the way. Then I added AB rhinestones, so they pick up any color, and those I think just turned out really cool. And then I put 3 of the more blue ones up here on the top of his little crown, and he's ready to bake. I put a backing on it, and I'll show you how I did that. But he's ready to bake. But, you know what? I had mixed some other clay up with Blackout by Donna Cato. And this was a silver metallic Primo. And Primo, I think it is white gold glitter in their accent clays. It was those 2 silvery type mica powder / glitter clays that I had mixed together for a project. And with all of the inclusions in the clay, it dried out a little bit quicker. So I thought, well, let's add some Blackout to it, and that conditions it and stuff. And I added some Blackout to it, and this is what it turned out. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's a different sparkle than I've ever seen in anything that I've mixed together clay-wise. So I decided that I would do a black peacock. So I made my impression just to give me something to work with for a minute. And I ended up using my Born Pretty powders. Now these are from years and years and years ago. And there's a teal, there's a purple, and there's a yellow gold. And I'm putting the clear rhinestones in this one, in its tail. And they look really nice. It was hard to find a rhinestone that sort of went with this black that didn't disappear within the whole project. So let's get started on the peacock, because this one's a little bit more difficult to get out of the mold with it being a longer, thinner piece. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm wadding up a bunch of clay and I'm getting it flat. Not super flat, but flat enough to where I can work it right here in this mold. And I'm just going to continue that. Where, like here in the beak, it goes down deeper. Here in the beak, it goes down deeper. So I'm going to make me a little cone shape and press down in there. So I'm sure that it goes all the way down and catches the entire beak. And making it into a cone shape helps it get in there a little bit easier. And I'm going to you can pull these molds out just like you could the other ones. And make sure your clay gets down in the design. And just make sure you're pushing it down well enough. Now, if your clay is sticky, and when you push down on it, it comes back up because it's stuck to your finger instead of the mold, you can take a little bit of cornstarch and you can tap the cornstarch on there and it will stop the clay from sticking on your fingers. Need this a little bit thicker up in here. I need a little piece to get into there. Pull it open a little bit more. Okay, now this is, let me cut the top part of this off. And I see a piece right here that needs something in there. Now find it easier to start in the middle and cut towards the end. So I'm going to lay my blade flat on my mold, and I'm going to come up and that takes off the extra clay that's on there. So that's what I'm going to do. Let me continue this and I'll be back. Okay, I cut all of the clay off around the peacock tail in every place. So my back almost covers the whole entire thing. I don't think all the head's covered. But that's going to be fine, and I'll bake it, and then we'll do that into a brooch. But When I first got my Born Pretties, I took a strip of black clay and white clay because I wanted to see what the difference would be. And I think I threw the white ones away. I don't even remember what happened to them because I really liked it on a darker clay. So I'm going to be using, this is 1, 2, 3, and it broke. Let's do it this way. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I'm going to use 2 and 3. So it's a teal and a pinky purple. I'm going to use 5 and 6 to give me a darker green and a darker blue. And I may go down to 8 and use that darker purple. So that's how I determine what colors I'm using in my Born Pretties. So let's start here with number 2. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger. And I just want to rub over it just slightly. If you get too much on your finger, dab it off and then go back through and do it again. And this is just putting color on top of my design. And this is the same thing I did with the white one. Only I used Perfect Pearls, I think. It doesn't matter, mica powders are mica powders, basically. But this will need sealed after it's finished, and I'm not sure what we're sealing it with yet, but we'll seal it with something. Okay, there's number 2 done. Let's do some number 3. See, all of these look white in the cup. This is my pinky one. And it doesn't really matter where it goes, just so it goes somewhere on there, on the upper layers of what you're doing. And I'm working on a tile. I'm going to bake it on this tile. Okay, there's 3. Here's 5. This is my lighter. So you can see it a little bit greeny on my finger, but they all still look white. Okay, let's put 5 out of the way. Okay, let's do some 6. And I left it on the tile so I could turn it while I was working on it. Okay, now let me get the lids on most of these. And I think I'm going back to number 3. And I got just a little tiny bit on my brush. And I'm taking it down just so there'll be some color down into where these feathers are lying down. So this is down in the crevices a little bit. And let's go to 8 and get this darker purple. I'm just putting it down inside the crevices around the feathers. just to give it a little bit of extra color down in there. Okay, let me get all of the lids back on here. Okay, all my mica powder's out. That's what it looks like so far. You can see there where I've got the lighter colors on top and a darker color down in the crevice and give it some depth. Okay, now it's time for the rhinestones. And these, I went through several colors with the black clay and it just really didn't look right. So I'm going to use all clear rhinestones on this. And they all have, all the feathers has a little hole right there in there for your rhinestones. And I'm just going to add some GemSticky in there. This is a gel. It's a UV based product. But you put your GemSticky down in the hole, put enough to where when you put your rhinestone in, it comes up around the rhinestone a little bit. This dries or cures clear, so there's no problem with that. But that's how it holds things in, since it's UV processed to cure. Is when you get it around the sides of your rhinestone you're putting in. Now with this being a brooch, I'm actually going to put my brooch pin back on with just using GemSticky. And as long as it comes out the sides of the brooch, and we'll get to that after this is baked, it will stick and it will stay. This is a wonderful product. It's like a permanent cement bond. I haven't had any problems at all with anything falling out. Okay, let's set that out of the way for a second. Let me get my little rhinestones here. I put them out in a cup. And I will pick them up with my crystal katana. Now these were a little bit on the expensive side, but Tiny Pandora has a tool just like the one that I'm using. And it's a lot cheaper, does the same thing. And I'm just setting these rhinestones in here for right now. And then I'll go back with the other end of my tool and press them down in. And I'm going to try my best not to get GemSticky on my rhinestones. So then this looks so much better with these rhinestones in it. Even though you've got the sparkle from the mica powder. The rhinestones just add that little difference. Okay, now we'll take the other end of my tool, and I'm just going to press it right on top of them and gently press them down. and get them even in the GemSticky. Okay. There's that finished. There we are side by side. I've got his little crown up here, and I looked at all of the colors again I had, and I think I like the bright lighter green for up here on the crown, and that's what these should be. You can see those up here. A lot of the other colors just sort of seem to blend in. And then it's going to take a smaller one for the eye. And I think I'm going to use this little AB one. But I know I need some GemSticky in there. And this one is a darker purple for the white one's eye. And here they are finished. So I'm going to put them under, I see a stone coming down. There we go. We'll put it under my UV light, and I think I have another stone right here I can put in here. Let's see. It looks like one should be right there, and I don't know if I have GemSticky in it or not. So let's put a little bit of GemSticky in right here. And that should take care of that. Okay, look and make sure that all your little spaces on the feathers are full of GemSticky and Rhinestones. I'm going to put this under my UV light for just about a minute, if that. And all of the Rhinestones will be permanently in place if I don't knock them out ahead of time. They'll all be in place permanently. Just double check and make sure that they're all face up and level. and that you've got them pushed down in a GemSticky. And I will set that up here, and then I'm going to bake them. You can bake GemSticky. It's 100% bakeable, and so is Deep Shine, if you don't know that one either. But you can put both of them back in the oven. So let me get this under UV light and get it into the oven, and we'll be back later to finish them out. Okay, the Peacocks are done and baked, and I'm going to do the Sculpey clear liquid clay on them as well. Look at the difference in the black one and the white one. I think both of them are so pretty, but I don't want to get any liquid clay on the rhinestones. And again, this is the one I stirred up because it had been sitting for a while, and added Sculpey clay softener, the liquid, to it. And I'm just going to paint this on, and this has got a lot of texture. So again, I'm going to let it sit in the texture just for a little bit, and then go back over it with my brush and try to brush it out. You don't want it gooped up in those holes. Now you can use translucent liquid clay. You don't get near the shine and the gloss that you get with the clear. And as I said in my other video, if you put it on and bake it on your clay, it usually bakes at a higher temperature than regular clay, but check your label. Each brand is different. And bake it for the amount of time it says. And if it comes out sort of foggy looking, which sometimes it will if it doesn't get the correct amount of heat for the correct amount of time, then take your heat gun and just hit it for a couple of seconds, and it'll bring the gloss right up. There's just a whole bunch of little texture places down in between these rhinestones. But any type of sealer I would have used would still get in these deeper holes. And bunch up maybe a little bit. I find that Varathanes, especially on lighter clays, will turn yellow, and I try to stay away from polyurethane and Varathane and things like that. I know people successfully use them, but I just really don't care for them. I have used them, and I've had them turn yellow on some lighter pieces too. But I like the liquid clay finish. And especially if you need something to hold a texture surface on, and like mica powders or chalk pastels, any type of surface treatment that you would put on your piece that needs to be sealed. Liquid clay will do it, and you're going to see it's going to give a pretty shine. So we'll turn my heat gun on. This is just a cheap embossing powder gun I used years ago. It doesn't have any speeds. It has on and off. And we're going to turn it on. And we're going to keep it rotating over the piece the entire time. Keep it moving. You don't want to burn the liquid clay. Your clay is going to heat up and get softer. So I like to leave it on a flat surface until it's cooled back down to its original temperature. I'll make sure I get it all. I'll put some up here on the head. And you can literally watch it go from a white liquid to a foggy looking color. See the difference from down here? It's a little bit more foggy. I know it's hard to see on this glitter, but it's a little bit more foggy looking. Still, you can see some liquid clay. Up here, you've got a real pretty shine on that already. And I just hold my heat down a couple inches away, 2 or 3 inches away. We don't want to burn anything. And we want to keep it moving. There he is. I think he turned out very pretty. And that's really glossy. Okay, we'll do the same thing to the white one. I'm going to move that one off real quick. And I'm going to bring the white one up here. This is just a pendant I made from some of the scraps that I've been using. And it's going to be easier to see on here the process of the clear liquid clay. The peacocks are a little bit detailed and you can't really see what the liquid clay is doing. And it doesn't take a lot. Just a thin coat over your piece. You can already see the difference in the shine just with the clear liquid clay on there. Let me see how long I can hold this for. Okay, that's what it looks like now. That's how hot it gets. Let me move this one and finish this one out. And hold it up so maybe you can see it. See that shine on there? And here's one I did in the Easter crosses explaining the clear liquid sculpting. Okay, let me move this one off. Let's get the Peacock on there real quick. Right here compared to up here, and watch that come right out. Bring that gloss. Now, this one's finished. See how glossy it is, even down in all those crevices? And there isn't any liquid clay in any of them. Let me scoop this one over. Black one with it. Here's the both of them. And the difference in white clay, and this was white pearl. This was that black that I mixed with blackout from Donna Kato and mixed it with some scraps of metallic silver and white gold glitter. The black is what I started with, and then I added the Born Pretty Micas on there. So I hope this one was useful. Get out your heat guns. You don't have to buy an expensive one. Mine was really cheap, and you can find them really cheap. So get out your heat gun and your clear liquid clay, and let's finish up some pieces. I hope you enjoyed the peacocks. I'm going to take GemSticky and put my brooch back on here, and this one I will put on a light switch cover, and I'll show you pictures of them in the Facebook groups. So, thanks so much for watching and supporting me. Have a great spring. Thanks. Blessings. Okay, I promised you a while back in the tutorial that I was going to show you how to put a brooch pin back on by using GemSticky, and it's this simple. This was my GemSticky. It's a tiny Pandora product. This is the pin back I'm going to be using, and I'm going to flip my little filler over here, and I think I'm going to put this pin back about right there. So all I'm going to do is get some GemSticky, and I think I'm actually going to put it on the pin back. And put enough on there to where it's going to go over the sides just a little bit. Move that up just a little bit. Okay, it's on there tight. Straighten it out a little bit. It's on there tight and it's on there straight. I'm going to stick it under my UV light. Okay, here's my pin back. And it is on there permanently. And that's all it takes. So get you some GemSticky in the liquid gel. Or you can get it now in the solid that you roll out, and you can use in many ways just like you can this GemSticky. So get you both of them so you can do it. Blessings.